Hey guys, it's Aman
and Christina
from
Our Rich Journey. In this video, we are going to show you how to open a brokerage account. We get this question a lot because sometimes people don't even know where to begin, what platform to use, or what they need to do in order to start investing in stocks. So in this video, we're going to show you exactly what you need to do. In less than 10 minutes, we're going to walk you through step by step the 4 steps that you need to take to open a brokerage account, and we're going to show you online as we do it.
So the first thing you want to do is decide where you want to invest. Really, what brokerage firm you want to use to buy your investments. So there are 3 that we like, and we actually use all 3 of these: Vanguard, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity. And so on today's video, we are going to walk you step by step on how to open a Fidelity account.
Now, we're not getting any form of commission through this, and like we said, you should really choose the account that works best for you, but Fidelity works basically the same as Schwab and Vanguard, so we're just going to walk through Fidelity, and you can apply the same things that you learned from this video with Schwab and Vanguard also.
Now, we actually plan on doing a video in the future on the differences between the 3, but I can tell you on the surface there aren't a lot of differences. I mean, it really comes down to preference at a certain point, because what we like to focus on are the fees when it comes to investing. And all 3 of these firms have really low fees when it comes to buying index funds. So this is going to be a very easy and quick process. Let's stop messing around. Let's get to work. Let's stop sitting on our hands. Let's start investing.
So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you want to do is go to Fidelity's website. And once you get there, you'll see an option to open an account. So click on that. Once you click on open an account, you're going to have 2 different categories: retirement IRAs and investing in savings. We're going to focus on investing in savings accounts.
So you're going to want to click on brokerage account. After that, you'll be given an option to open up an individual or joint account. Pick whatever suits you best. In this example, we're going to open an individual account. When you get to this screen, Fidelity is going to ask you if you're an existing customer. Click no, and then begin to fill out your personal information. Your name, your email address, and then click Get Started.
On the next screen, you're going to fill out more personal information, including your name, social security number, date of birth, whether or not you're a US citizen, your phone number, and your email address again. You'll also be required to fill out your legal or residential address. So fill out your address, city, state, zip code, and whether or not that's your mailing address.
There's a survey question at the bottom of the form that asks you trades per year. You don't have to worry about filling this out. Just click Next. Then Fidelity is going to ask you some questions to verify your identity. You'll be given 3 questions.
Each question is particular to you, but they'll ask questions related to maybe street addresses you've lived on, specific individuals that you're related to, or other identifying information that really only you would know.
After you do the identity verification, it's going to ask you for your employment information. You can fill this out quickly and click Next.
Once you indicate your employment status, it will ask for more specific information about your employer, so just fill that out.
There's also a question at the bottom that asks your association to the investment industry. If you don't have any association with the investment community, you can click No and No.
So next you want to indicate your email preferences. First, whether or not you want to receive financial documents electronically, and then next, whether you want to subscribe to Fidelity Viewpoints.
So once you've done all that, you're going to get a final screen that says Review and Confirm. And you are almost there. You're almost at opening an account.
The next thing you'll see are a bunch of PDF documents related to terms and agreements with your Fidelity account. You want to make sure you read through those documents and click that you agree, assuming that you agree, and then after that you click on Open Your Account.
So at this point your account is ready to go. Fidelity is going to ask you to set up a username and password, but once you've done that, you can go into your account and start looking at index funds, stocks, bonds, CDs, whatever you want to do.
Because this is a new account and because you're just starting with investments, we recommend that you invest in index funds. So let's go ahead and go back to Fidelity and find out the index fund that we recommend.
Now again, we are not financial advisors, but this is just our recommendation for getting started with your investments. We like to recommend picking a broad-based index fund that tracks the total stock market or the S&P 500. So now that your account is open, you're going to have to put some money in it, or as they like to say, fund the account. And you can do that in a number of different ways. One option is with an electronic transfer, or EFT. You can do a wire transfer, you can actually send in a check, or if you have an account somewhere else, you can transfer assets to Fidelity. Let's assume you're doing an electronic transfer.
We funded this particular account with an electronic funds transfer, and we used $10. You can get started with as little as $10, and we've even done a video on how you can become a millionaire by investing $10 a day. So let's do the next step of choosing the index fund.
Okay, this is so exciting because 10 minutes ago we weren't investing. 10 minutes later, we are getting rich. Okay, we're not getting rich, but we are starting to build wealth with just the $10. So on Fidelity's site, you're gonna wanna go to News and Research, find mutual funds, and we're gonna do a search for mutual funds. So you might have heard the term mutual fund and index fund. Well, an index fund is a mutual fund. It's just that an index fund tracks a certain segment of the market, whereas a mutual fund is managed by a mutual fund manager. Usually with mutual funds, the manager can pick and decide which stocks and bonds to have in that fund. But with an index fund, it is very straightforward. It just tracks the total group of stocks or bonds.
So here we're going to look for a mutual fund that has an asset class of a US equity, it's Fidelity funds only, and that there's no transaction fee. So under these criteria, you're going to see 13 different matching funds. We're going to select the first one, the Fidelity 500 Index Fund. So whenever you click on a fund, you'll get what's known as the account or the fund snapshot.
The snapshot contains all the details for the fund. It talks about its overall rating, its returns, its performance. It also identifies what makes up the fund. And most importantly, when you're looking at index funds, it also identifies the expense ratio. Now, the expense ratio is basically how much it costs to own the fund.
This is basically the percentage of your investment that you're charged by the brokerage firm in order to own that fund.
They use that money to operate and maintain the index fund. For this fund, you'll see the expense ratio is 0.015%. By industry standards, that is super cheap. In fact, that's cheaper than Vanguard's expense ratio.
Now these are current day expense ratios. So if you look at Vanguard and Schwab and Fidelity, you'll find that these three brokerage firms typically compete against each other to offer the best expense ratios. So you should be checking between these brokerage firms to find the best expense ratio that fits your needs. What we like to focus on when we're looking at mutual funds or index funds is the top 10 holdings. This is what makes up a large percentage of the actual mutual fund. If you look at the top 10 holdings for this particular mutual fund, you'll see that it's made up of Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Berkshire Hathaway, those types of companies, very large companies.
Now there are other funds that track specific sectors. So you may be able to buy a fund that tracks the technology sector. And so all of the companies that are in that fund will be tech companies. Or you have a fund that tracks real estate holdings or REITs. So all of the companies in that index fund will all be real estate type companies. So once you understand the index fund, you can buy it. And so you basically click buy. And at that point, Fidelity will ask you how much money you want to invest and where that money will be coming from. In this case, we want to invest $10 into our mutual fund. So that's it. You purchased your first investment. It took us 10 minutes to open this account and to fund this account. And just like that, we're investing. We're building wealth.
Now we did this video because we really wanted to show you how easy it is to get started in investing in stocks, and specifically how you can get started in investing in index funds or mutual funds. I think this is a really simple process, but not everyone knows how to do it. So now that you know how to do it, you can begin taking action. Our channel is all about taking action, making moves so that you can begin saving money, investing money, and making money. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.